So here there are 60 species.
Just
And
inside this quarter acre
Inside
Devarakadu.
this quarter acre. So initially there was a conflict, you know, whether can we really plant it that close to each other. Then I looked at the afforest method. I think they were planting even closer.
The Miyawaki
So,
method,
yes,
etc.
And Ganesh Babu was also, don't worry, just do it. And that was when some of them died, but like some of them had dried up within 1 year. Okay, and I'm like, I was telling Ganesh Babu, hey, this has happened. Like, don't worry, one rain, they will all sprout back. You'll be surprised, and that's exactly what happened.
So what sort of medicinal plants are here that we can see? Anything that we can see?
That is the Mullu Muttuga we call, the
Okay.
flame of the forest with the thorns.
Ha, ha, ha.
And then we have, this is the Hebbalasu,
Okay.
this one.
Okay. These also have
These-
medicinal properties as
these-
well? These
Yes, all
flame
of them.
the forest,
all of
etc.
them.
Huh?
And as
Okay.
per Ganesh Babu, every plant, including Parthenium, has a medicinal value.
It's up to us to discover what
Yes,
its use
yes.
is.
And that was
Okay.
how the native healers actually worked, right? Intuitively, they could feel when there is a problem, which plant will resolve it. But in the Siddha type of medicine, it's even next level. They look at your birth star and treat. And that
So
was
actually
what we
this is
were-
always a question that I have had, which is that like all of these different plant-based medicines, I used to think initially, that oh, maybe it's like everybody has done several experimentations. But if you come to think of it, so many tens of thousands of varieties of plants, and then all the parameters can be so large
Yes.
that finding it out by experimentation alone
Yeah.
can be very difficult.
And each
So you are saying that
geography
there is
will
some
have
intuition which has helped people
and
to
each
come up with
geography
this.
will have a different set for the same purpose. And
Interesting.
also, actually, I got introduced to FRL Shri through Pichandiculum forest in Auroville. That was part of our Auroville workshop. And that was where it was mind-boggling.
Right.
And we met one of the Siddha Vaidyas.
Right.
And there, I think I picked up a lot more intuitively than which I started interpreting later.
Okay. Okay.
And my own grandmother used to be a native healer, but I did not know that at that time.
Okay. Actually, one interesting parallel is if you are looking at, for example, like dogs, etc. Right? If you bring out your dog and let's say they have a problem, let's say they have a fever or something, they will keep searching and they'll find a plant. Nobody has trained that fellow, right?
Yeah.
So he's actually relying
genetic
completely
memory,
on
correct.
intuition
Yes.
and trying to figure out which plant will help fix my stuff. So
Yeah.
it's very interesting.
This is the soap nut tree.
Okay. Okay. We'll see the soap nut tree there as well. I think
Yes,
I
yes, that
spotted
is-
one which is
That is flowering
fruiting.
more. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fruiting. Yeah. I will go back.
I also see that you are walking barefoot.
Yes.
Is there a specific strategy or reason behind that?
Yes.
Okay.
Barefoot farming is part of the process.
Okay.
And one, it reduces the body heat.
Okay.
So you're grounding. It's part
Okay.
of the grounding activity.
Okay.
When the Kundalini awakens and when you're active, the energy is too much for the body to handle.
Okay.
So unless you ground it and connect to earth, you can't handle it on your
Got
own.
it. Got it.
So it's the universal energy flowing through you as well. So the grounding is very important.
Okay.
So all the Pranapurna products, if you see,
Huh.
help in the grounding.
Acha.
So your aura, if it is going, your energy field is anti-clockwise, that means you're not grounding.
Okay.
So within a few seconds, actually I'll demonstrate it.
Okay.
It will go clockwise and it
Interesting.
will
Okay.
help you in the grounding process. So the easiest grounding process is to go barefoot.
Oh, there's something that I found here. Pomelo.
Yes.
Or something else.
No, this is supposed to be some wild.
Some white
I
lemon.
had made
sort
the
of a thing.
saplings at home.
Huh.
It was supposed to be tangerines,
Okay.
but this came.
Okay.
This is very, very, very tangy.
So you make it pickles and stuff like that?
Yes.
Okay.
So trying to figure out what to do. And this is how I go. So normally I take permission before entering the space.
Okay.
So,
So I should
sometimes
also
we
ask for
had the
permission.
wild
Huh.
boar. Yeah. The slipper is insulating you
Okay.
from the energy.
Okay,
That
let
is
me
why,
try it out.
yeah,
Either.
all these religious places we go barefoot because you want that energy to flow through you.
Okay,
So it's
okay.
like an iron box ironing your
It's
energy
just like
field.
temple. When you go into a
Cleanse.
temple, you leave your slippers outside, right?
Because you want that energy to flow through you. Even if you can wear and go, you won't get that energy. That's
Right,
it.
right.
But earlier days, because they made it with a hide,
Uh-huh.
I think that was taboo from the entering the spaces. So this is an agarbatti tree.
But what about snakes? That's what viewers would ask. Why are you walking barefoot? There could be snakes around.
Oh, initially I used to be so terrified, like every step I keep, but it was not so dense when we came here. And yeah, I worked. I had to work through my fear. of looking at the fear, right? So that is part of the process. So initially when I used to come here, whole day I would spend on my own. I now normally would tell them not to come if the days I needed to be alone, because that's the work we have to do.
The
Look
inner
at
work too.
yourself. Inner work is nothing but to just sit with yourself, just to look at yourself and acknowledge. All the darkness is also
This is
here.
what I am thinking. This is why I am thinking that.
Yes, and all the
and so on
darkness
and
you hate out in the world is also here.
Right,
So you
right.
can't deny that.
Right. It's not like the whole world is bad and you are the only good person
Yes,
in it, right?
we are
Which
part
is
of
what
the
we
whole.
initially a lot of times we think about that, right?
So this is the people tree.
Okay.
So normally I have a habit of coming and saying hello and
Okay. Okay.
so we've seen wild boars here, peacock's nest here a lot.
So I find it very calming. Like let's say if I'm under some stress or something, right? So in my backyard I have one big. It's a volunteer, but it's a ficus, big, thick.
Wow.
It has become.
Okay.
So I go ahead and just catch it.
Yes.
You know, and if I stay there for a minute, my stress will go away.
Yeah, your
you know?
energy field would have shifted.
Yeah. So this happens.
They would have absorbed all your negative energy
Correct.
and grounded it, because they are grounded. That's why they are all called benign beings.
Okay.
So even if you hit them, they don't get angry back at you. They just take. And that is their role. All the animals are also supposed to be. And at Auroville, then there is Sita Ashoka. This was the latest addition. 5 years back I started. Then Rudraksh is also coming.
Okay. And this place you don't need to water or anything?
No, not at all.
Okay. Okay.
Now they've grown. Initial 2 years we took
So
care.
tell me something. So you mentioned that Devarakadu was one of the solutions that came to you from how do I?
Oh, so it was through what is called consciousness writing.
Okay.
Actually a chart came about.
Okay.
I don't even know how it happened. Then I actually documented it.
Okay.
We started doing children's workshops initially.
Okay.
Where with that Uta from Tota. That was where we started when we were demonstrating, how to make bioenzyme, how to make soap nuts, and between the two replace all the Then when nobody was getting into doing this, we had to jump in and say, okay, we will only try to showcase and mainstream and not grow like a brand, but balance all the three pillars of planet and people and try to see. So every step we've tried to do large scale B2B. Now only last year we realized that's not going to happen. So go slow. So slow down now.
Devarakadu getting back water into your farm, what happened? Did it actually work?
Yeah, 1 year after making this, the saplings were very small. We got water. Of course, there was another project that happened. Yogeshwar, CP Yogeshwar was responsible. They connected all the lakes and they started pumping water from Igloo Dam to Kanwa Dam. Because this was famine hit at that time.
So it was a famine hit area.
Almost all the borewells had run dry. Even the village didn't have drinking water.
And in this 3 acres, you don't have a borewell at all?
No, just the well now.
And it's so green even without a borewell or
Yes.
anything like that.
Yeah. Now that was where the planning was done. The first 1 acre is the hut and the well and this sacred grove. And the last patch actually I had put banana initially because that was so dry and hot. This is called Tapsi. This is the agarbatti tree.
Okay.
And
Agarbatti tree as in? What?
Yeah, it's like a sambrani tree.
Okay.
The fragrance, it's used for its fragrance.
Which part of it do you use for?
Bark. So just now I picked the flower, I'll show it to you. It didn't have any fragrance. The bark is, and the resin, I think the tree resin will come.